welcome to episode 1 of Wasted Intellect. I'm Noelle, and here's what I've been fixating on lately. Who decides what's evil? And who decides that they're better than what they've deemed evil? I've been seeing this concept pop up in a lot of the animes that I watch, like Devil's a Part-Timer, Seven Deadly Sins, My Hero Academia, Hunter x Hunter, and some others. If you haven't watched these animes and you want to, I'll try to explain them without giving too much away, but just go ahead and consider this a spoiler alert just in case. But like in The Devil is a Part-Timer, the angels and the devils are obviously at odds, and the whole time the angels are doing worse things than the devils are. The devils are trying to live peacefully on earth away from their home, and the angels are trying to kill them and their half human, half angel hero so that the angels can get credit for murdering the devils. How is murder and plotting against your peers angelic? Like, how is what the devils are doing evil when they're like working minimum wage jobs and you're just trying to hurt them? Like, what? And in Seven Deadly Sins, the goddess race made a pact with the demon race and they were on good terms. But then one of the archangels decided to break the pact by killing like countless demons, like in front of other demons, like had them in an ark and murdered people's families like in front of them, and literally started a holy war in an attempt to exterminate the entire demon race. How the hell is starting a war angelic? Like, how is that goddess like? How is the demon race evil just by existing, yet you get to commit a massacre? In My Hero Academia, most of the villains only hate the heroes because most of the heroes don't actually like think and operate like actual heroes. The heroes just kind of end up with powerful quirks, which are just like abilities if you don't watch My Hero. But those quirks make them good at saving people and like fighting others and defending themselves. But the people, the heroes, like don't actually have a hero mentality, since they're really only trying to be heroes for money and fame, and like the helping people part is just kind of like the job. It's not something they actually kind of care about. And since the villains tend to like rob and steal for their own money or fame, like what gives these like faulty heroes or these heroes with the wrong mindset, like what gives them the right to think that heroes are better than villains when they're both like faking for like money or fame? So the heroes stand for justice, but like who decided that it's justified for heroes to attack and assault villains for non-violent crimes, but it's unacceptable for assault to happen in any other non-violent case? Like, who said that if this person tries to steal money, you knock them unconscious? Like obviously you don't want them to like get away or whatever, but who, like, that's not the same thing. Like, who decides that because what they're doing, what the villain is doing is quote unquote bad, that now they deserve to be hurt? Like, that it's weird when you think about it. In Hunter x Hunter, the Chimera ants don't even understand what evil is. Like, they're literally ants. They're animals. And yeah, they kill a whole bunch of people for their food and like to grow stronger and everything. But like, with them being ants, what they would normally do would be to kill other animals for their food. So really the only difference to them is that the ants are like no longer small. They're like the size of a human, if not bigger. So they're looking for bigger food. They're looking for bigger and better food so that they can become powerful, just like they would if they were literally the size of ants. And so because they like grow bigger and everything, and they literally start like eating the humans and whatnot, they're powerful and they like rival humans. And so like obviously like they're killing people, so they must be stopped. But how can we consider what these ants are doing like as evil if they're literally doing exactly what they would be doing if they were just like tiny, and like literally when they're tiny they're still poisonous enough to kill humans, so they would still be doing the same thing. It's just now they're bigger, so they do it on a larger scale. But like they don't know what evil is. They're literally just following their instincts. So how do we call that evil? But like these are all like kind of similar situations. Obviously, like Devil's a Part-Timer and Seven Deadly Sins are the most similar because they literally have like angels and goddesses in them. But you can also like kind of see this theory in other like animes and movies or whatever, like Sailor Moon. In one of the seasons, she's fighting Queen Nihilenia, and like Nihilenia never had friends like when she was younger at all. So obviously she didn't know how to like make friends, and so she ended up stealing dreams so that she could at least look at herself in the mirror and be her own friend. And so obviously when people are trying to like take her only friend away from her, which is literally her, she's upset and she does things that are considered evil. But once the Sailor Guardians hear her story, they literally sympathize with her and understand how someone would become quote unquote evil if they like had to be in Elenia's shoes. So they pretty much essentially forgive her and let her start her life over again. In Avengers, the Infinity Saga, you can literally see it in Thanos when he explains that he only wants to decrease half the population to like heal the universe and to stop famine. Obviously, that's like in all of these situations, it's very much a gray area. Like you get it, but it's also like that's not quite it. Like it's very much a gray area. And evil is just defined as like the opposite of good, or at least the absence of good. But it seems like we're just way too eager to classify things as good or evil. We don't think about like how things can literally just be. Like they're not like some things are like good in a situation and in other situations they're bad. So how can we consistently call something just wrong? Like everything's a gray area. Not everything can be black and white. But the good side always likes to flaunt how much better they are than the evil side. But they rarely stop to consider how the evil side even got there, or to think about the fact that if the good side lived through the exact same situations, like in Sailor Moon and with Queen Nihilenia, like if they lived in the exact same situation, then the evil, like that evil could have been what the good side grew up to be. So the good side would end up be considering evil because they grew up in the situations that the evil side did. And like at the same time, the good side also, like while they're flaunting about how great they are, they also do dark things when nobody is looking, and they usually do it for their own selfish reasons. Just like in Devil's a Part-Timer or Seven Deadly Sins, like you do that for your own like fame or sense of greatness or whatever, godliness, whatever you want to call it. And it's like, as humans, we all do stupid things that we'd like to forget about every single day. And then we turn around and punish someone else for making the same mistake that we did. Like, doesn't that inherently make us evil? So, with that being said, good and evil don't exist separately. They're like different sides of the same coin. Like one person can never be just good and one person can never be just bad. So why do we act like that's possible? why do we try to categorize people and make them seem better than others or worse than others? And I think it's just all like an egotistical thing, and the way that like our physical world is so almost obsessed with labeling everything, that like, yeah, in our physical minds it makes sense for us to like label things and compartmentalize things, and everything has like a classification. But at the same time, like spiritually, we need to understand that things just exist. Not everything is black and white in the way that we want it to be. It just is. And we really forget about that as a society in so many different ways. But yeah, that's just what I've been thinking about lately. Like, especially in facts with like mass incarceration and things like that. Who decides that like selling weed is evil enough to be sent to prison for like years? How is that? That doesn't make any sense when they're like, you're not harming anyone directly. Like, people literally go to you to buy your product that is deemed like elite, like it's illegal, so it's considered like bad. So if we're looking at synonyms, and it's considered evil or whatever. But people are literally buying your products. You're not forcing anyone to buy your products or to smoke or like anything like that. People are literally willingly going to you. Yet people who literally force themselves on others get like 3 months. But people who sell and let you decide get years. Like, how does that make sense to anyone? But yeah, that's just been on my mind. If you have anything else to add to this, like, I would love to know. Yeah. That's it for episode 1. And I'll be doing episode 2 next week, Wednesday the 20th. And I think I'm going to do a bonus episode where I'm just going to read this, like, what if book. It's just about like different things. The one that I'm going to read is about what if we, quarantined while having a cold. So I feel like that's very applicable for right now. So I think I'm going to do that. But yeah, I hope you like this podcast. And if so, I will see you next time.